Welcome to Tony Tone Barbecue. I'm Tony, and this is my outdoor cooking island. And a lot of viewers have asked me over the last few years to give them a tour of the different tools and stuff I use out here. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to give you a tour of this outdoor cooking island. We're going to start over here. We're going to go around the outside. We're going to end up here with the, I'm going to cover the cover here as well. And then I'm going to talk about, well, why I have all these different things. I'll give you the justification for each of them. And if I had to get rid of one, I'll tell you which one that one would be. And I'll also tell you which one of these is my absolute favorite. So we're going to go ahead and start right here with the one that needs no introduction. This is the classic Weber kettle. This is the regular 20-inch version, 22-inch version, and I haven't really done a lot of modifications to this or anything. I actually inherited this one. It came with a house. This one is almost 25 years old. It's a very old Weber kettle, and that's probably one of the main reasons why these things are so awesome, is because they're so durable. I took out the regular factory grate that comes with it, the wire grate, and I replaced it with a cast iron grate. There's also a slow and sear in there usually. Matter of fact, I just used this last night to cook some oysters on. Love this thing. Over here, we have another Weber kettle, except this is the Master Touch. And what you're seeing right here is the Only Fire rotisserie ring. I'm obsessed with rotisserie. This Weber kettle is pretty much identical to the other Weber kettle with a couple of minor changes. The Master Touch sits a little higher than the classic Weber kettle, which is really nice. And it's got a different ash pan on the bottom. It's got this cup here that you just pop off and remove. So it makes dumping the ashes on this thing a little cleaner and easier. The air control is also a little bit better on this one. But besides that, it's essentially the same as the other one. We'll get this out of the way real quick. And this is just that Only Fire rotisserie ring. There's a motor that mounts over here on this side on this bracket, and you got your spit that goes across there so you can rotate things. What I really like about this rotisserie ring in combination with the Weber kettle is that there's a lot of space in there, so I can cook really big things here. I've cooked turkeys and prime rib roasts in this, and they come out phenomenal. And I've done videos on it too, so if you want to make sure you're subscribed and go to the channel, you can find that there if you want to see how that rotisserie ring works. So let's move on here. This is the Slate 30-inch flat top griddle, also made by Weber. This is not a Weber commercial. I just happen to have 3 Weber items in a row, okay? This thing is phenomenal. I use this one a lot, and it's just a 3-burner, 30-inch wide, flat top cooker here. Gas, propane bottle over here. And I'll talk about in a little bit here what I use this for. Over here, this is the Grand Champ XD offset smoker made by Char Griller, and this one is designed to where you can do direct or indirect grilling right here in the cooking chamber of this monster here. Got a little shelf here that pops up. There we go. But the thing that really makes this cooker awesome is over here you've got a side firebox. And in this firebox, you can burn charcoal briquettes, you can burn lump charcoal, which is even better. And the absolute best is you can burn splits of firewood here. This is oak. So what you do is just get some firewood, cut it to the right size, make sure it's a good cooking wood like oak or hickory or pecan is a great one, apple, cherry, any tree that's like a fruit or nut bearing tree is usually excellent. And you can get some amazing flavor doing some Texas style slow and low barbecue in here, just letting that smoke roll through here and cook something like a brisket or make pulled pork. Ribs come out phenomenal in this thing. Again, I've done a lot of videos on this rig right here, so subscribe to the channel. You can check out the various cooks I do with that. This little guy over here is just a Char Griller tabletop grill, and it's actually also can be an accessory for if you get this is designed so you can just go ahead and add that onto that and make it an offset smoker. But I've had this for a long time and I used to use it a lot more for grilling. Lately I've just mostly been using it to store extra pieces of wood for the Grand Champ XD when I'm doing some cooking here, and I have one that's burning in here. I take it out, toss it in here for later use, stuff like that. But nice little tiny tabletop grill. Got to have something like that. That little guy down there is just a tabletop Weber kettle that's ancient, and I haven't really used it in a long time, but you know, it used to get a lot of use back in the day. This is the Judge Charcoal Grill by Oklahoma Joe's. It, like the name implies, it's for cooking things direct or indirect heat with charcoal. You've got a cast iron grate here to put the food on. Hey, Packer, get back. And you've got a little door down here. See what happens? Your fire grate is down inside here. And these grates come off so you can put your charcoal down in here. You've got an adjustable grate. And this adjustable grate is all the way down now. So you've got your food cooking right here, and that grate goes all the way down to this level. So you can actually have about 12 inches of distance between the fire and the food, which means that with this, you can go ahead and do some really cool barbecue. Like look up Texas Hill style barbecue, where they take coal and they burn down coal in these big barrels, and then they take that coal and they shovel it into their big cookers, and the coal's directly underneath the food that you're cooking, and then the fats from the food is dripping down into those coals and then burning off and creating smoke that comes back up into the food and just creates an amazing flavor without burning the food because there's enough distance. Well, this is close to that. It's not exactly the same thing, but I do that style of cooking all the time. I just did a video on it recently with some chickens, and it just comes out phenomenal. Of course, you can also do indirect heat and have your meat over here, your coal over here, or vice versa. It's very versatile. This is an excellent rig here. Again, there will be links to all these different things in the description of this video, and you might also see some links pop up on the screen, so if you wanted some direct access to be able to check out any of these things. This is the Monument Grill's Mesa Series gas grill. Very budget friendly, and it works really well. This has been a great little gas grill. Excellent for those fast cooks and times when you just want to put something together real quick. I do a lot of things like corn on the cob and stuff here. It comes with a little side burner. Also has the ability to have a rotisserie, which that's what this little motor is here right here. I did get the rotisserie accessory from Monument, and so you can do things like a whole chicken or stuff like that in there too. And then right here, this is the Gas One 2-burner camp stove. It's been sitting out here for a couple of years, and you know what? You just have to have a really good stove for putting out a lot of heat when you're out here cooking. This thing puts out a crazy amount of heat, so you can get one of those giant stock pots. So literally, I've got one that covers this whole thing. Like, you can only barely fit 2 of them in here, and it's about this tall. You can put like 3 or 4 gallons of water in it, and this thing will get boiling in no time. When you turn on these burners here, that's like a jet engine. Just the heat that these things put out is phenomenal. And it's been holding up well. It's very affordable. Again, another find that I found on Amazon. So I'll put links in there to that. Right here, we've got a stainless steel table. This thing is, gosh, about 7 or 8 years old now. Holding up really well. It is another budget-friendly item. I know there's a lot of other stainless steel tables that are much more expensive than this, but this one has done the job. Yeah, it doesn't wobble too much. It's got adjustable legs. It's got this shelf down below that you can adjust to whatever height you want. I like to keep it up high so I can keep it safe from my dogs. I got my bins here where I keep the various cooking tools that I need. I got aluminum foil, got gloves, got all my normal stuff. So most of what I need to do cook with is right here on this table, and just makes everything so much easier and convenient. Above me, a lot of people ask about this. This Pavilion is something that I found at a store called Big Lots, and I don't even know if they exist anymore. But this thing is like the best thing. Because of this, it protects everything here from the rain. This is, I think, 15 by 15, if I remember correctly. Everything fits just inside this cover. So it like comes down, right here. So even when it's raining, everything here stays pretty much dry. If we've got a good wind blowing, then yeah, a little bit of water is going to come in here. I've only seen a few tiny drips come down through here when it's pouring really hard. But it's really nice just to be able to, no matter what the weather is, I can still be out here and cook. The water flows off of it nicely down each side. It's got a big vent up inside here too, so when smoke does come up inside here, it does work its way out. And this thing is, plus it's not like fully covered all the way down so you're really trapping the smoke or anything like that. This thing has been great. It was actually really affordable. It's made out of metal, which is kind of cool because then you can put things on it that are magnetized. And so I've got various, a couple tools hanging around here. And yeah, it was great. Now, unfortunately, I guess Big Lots, I don't think they exist anymore. And this is like a Big Lots exclusive thing. So you can't find this anymore. It was made by Broyhill. But I found other ones that are very similar in size and design and everything. So I'll make sure to add a link to the description of the video for what I have found. But it was really easy to build. I did screw it to the floor, and although I didn't for like the first year that I had it, and even when it blew really hard with wind, it didn't move at all. The thing's pretty heavy and very solid, provides excellent coverage. I also have a fan that's just hanging from there. Now this is another Amazon find, and the reason I wanted this fan is not really for the cooling effect. I do like that it's got a light here to help illuminate my tabletop here, but that fan creates a disruption in the air that flies hate, and I hate flies. So I run that fan when I'm out here cooking, and I never have a problem with flies out here. So that's really it. The fan is actually reversible. It's on lowest speed setting right now. It can reverse and go the other way too. So I've actually used that to help get rid of a little bit of smoke when I'm lighting up the coals and stuff, and I get a lot of that extra smoke in the beginning. So it'll help exhaust it out basically. And it is just a plug-in play. So it's not hardwired or anything like that. So I just ran some cords up there to over here to my power strip, and it was really easy to install. I've also installed some lights here. So I've got these guys around the perimeter that they're more for looks. I just kind of like the ambience, especially when at night. That gives just enough glow in here to where it's just very chill. But when I really need some cooking light, I turn these guys on, and oh man, it illuminates this place like daytime. And those are just something that I found at a Home Depot, and I attached them to the structure here with magnets. So super easy. They're also plug and play. So everything's just kind of like wired up over here and going to my little power strip here that's got the individual switches on it, which makes it really nice and easy to be able to turn everything on and off. And I can plug in other things too, like my little ThermoWorks RFX meat probe thermometers there too. So all right, so this is what I use. Now, why do I have all this stuff? Well, let me give you the justifications for this, which my wife just loves. So first of all, the Weber kettle. Well, for everybody's got to have a Weber kettle, and this one it just came with a house. All right, so yeah, that's an easy one. Now the Weber Master Touch. Okay, the reason I wanted this is because I wanted one that was a little bit taller, and I really like that ash catcher down there. Plus, sometimes I do need to run two of these things at the same time, so it's nice to be able to have the two. And I wanted to have one with the cast iron grate in it, and I wanted to have one that I used mostly for rotisserie. So that was my justification for the second Weber kettle. Now, the slate. Okay, this is a different animal over here. This is a flat top griddle. Nothing else can do what this thing does. And I use this a lot. I probably use this more than anything else out here. It's excellent for searing steaks and getting a really nice hard crust on the exterior of a steak, especially if I've done a slow cook, smoking it in my offset smoke or something like that, doing a reverse sear where I bring it up to temperature nice and slowly, and then I finish it here on this. It's also great for doing things like cooking or warming up tortillas, making stir fry. Love making breakfast out here. Bacon, dude, sandwiches, smash burgers. This thing is phenomenal for smash burgers. And it's got a nice little cabinet down here below where you can keep bins with all your tools and everything like that. I've got these really nice sealed bins so no dust can get in there or anything. And so I keep my various cooking tools in there. And this will heat up to over 550 degrees. So whatever you need to cook and get a really good sear on, that does the job there. This thing is awesome, and it's so easy to clean. Matter of fact, the main reason I went with the Weber slate versus other models is this cooking surface. It is heavy and smooth, so smooth. So the heat distribution on this is fantastic. It's phenomenal. And the cleanup is ridiculously quick. It's just literally scrape it down the drain and wipe it down, and that's it, you're done. It comes pre-seasoned, so even in the wintertime, it won't rust. Never have to worry about rust. This guy is an offset smoker. And it does, again, something that nothing else here can do. It does the slow and low, true Texas-style barbecue where you can burn down wood over here and get a really great flavor from the heat and smoke that flows through the cooking chamber over here and out the smokestack over here. So you can do things like I've done a whole pig in this thing. I'm talking a 50-pound suckling pig, and it was phenomenal. I've done it multiple times, actually. I've done so many ribs in this, beef and pork. I've done a lot of chickens. I've done everything in this thing, and it is the absolute best. There's a lot of videos on various things I've cooked in this, but this can do what nothing else here can do. Some of these cooks have been, 12 hours or more, and just the product that you get out of it is unreal. Now this guy, the Oklahoma Joe's Judge Charcoal Grill. Now it's similar to the Weber charcoal grills, but with one major difference that really makes it stand out. This adjustable grate right here is what really makes the Judge special. Not only is it, big, you've got a really excellent cooking surface here, and I can put a lot more food on this to cook than I can on the Weber kettles, but being able to control the height of these grates just by simply lifting this up or down, I can get the charcoal way up here to where it's really searing the food up close. Excellent for finishing off some steaks or tri-tips, stuff like that. Or I can have those grates in the middle where they are right now, or all the way down to the very bottom, so I can do that nice kind of mimic that hill country style barbecue and get that amazing flavor by letting that fat drip down in those coals and burn right up. It works out excellent for tri-tip, pork steaks, phenomenal. Chicken especially, this thing rocks. Now what about the gas grill? If you're really deep into the barbecue grilling world, you're like, gas grill. Yeah, this thing is so convenient, especially if you're doing something like some marinated meats or something like that. Yeah, I'll be working out of my home office here some days, and I might have some marinated ribs or something like that in the fridge, and I'll just come out, turn this on, and 1 minute later, I got meat on the grill, and I go back to work, and I just let it cook, and then come back out here, and do a quick flip every now and then, finish it off, and I can have a grilled barbecue lunch, any time of the day. It's just so easy to work with, and this thing was very affordable, and it works really well. It's got cool little features like lighted dials and stuff like that, so when you turn on the gas, they turn red and all that neat stuff. You got a cool little side burner here, and it's just a convenience thing, really, and it does a really good job of cooking, and if you know what you're doing with your seasonings and your marinades and everything like that, it's phenomenal. It's fun to use. And then, of course, I need something to really boil big pots of stuff in. So beans, I do a lot of beans out here, big pot of beans. Things like pozole, menudo, whatever, where I want to cook them outdoors anyways because you don't want to smell up the house too much. Deep frying things, this is awesome for deep fry. Put a nice stock pot on here and you can put, just go for it and you're not going to smoke up the house. So it works right, and super affordable anyway, so it's like nothing. So if I had to get rid of one, I would hate to get rid of any of them, but if I had to get rid of one, it would probably be the old Weber kettle, this one. because I already have another Weber kettle. So I could live, I can make do. Which one is my favorite? That's probably the number one question I get asked all the time. So my number one favorite, it would have to be the Char Griller Grand Champ XD offset smoker. Why? Well, it's because it does something that nothing else can do. Offset smoking by burning wood over here in the firebox. But it's also capable of doing the same thing that other things can do. It can do grilling. You can do the hot and fast by putting charcoal or lump charcoal right here in the cooking chamber on the fire grate. You can do indirect heat, also have the charcoal in one area and your food in another area. You can do massive amounts of food in here too. You can really load this grate on. Matter of fact, it's not in here right now, but there's another grate that goes on the rails up here. These grates actually slide out, so it makes it really convenient. Matter of fact, like you've seen that pig video, I actually took this grate out and put the pig on the grate, and then took the whole grate and just slid it right in there, because it made it really easy to do, because it's kind of difficult to take a whole pig and just pick it up and toss it in your offset smoker. So it's just so convenient. And that upper rack up here too, same thing. You can load it up with things like, corn, veggies, or more meat, ribs, and it works out really well. So because of the size and its capabilities, and it's sealed off so well too that you can really control the airflow. Out of everything that I have out here, I'd have to say this guy right here is the favorite. Yeah, so this has been fun, and I hope this has been good for you. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear about it. If you want to see or hear anything more about anything that you saw here, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to go to the description of the video to find links and stuff like that, or click on any of the links that you might have seen pop up here on the screen. And yeah, thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, please, share with your friends, all that good stuff. I'm Tony, this is Tone Barbecue, and have fun cooking, my friends.